Hey, howdy, everyone. Tad Stevens on the Micro Success Secrets podcast, where we focus on business psychology and marketing and how you can use that in your business daily and long term. Today, I'm talking with Donna Daigle, who is an integrated international coach who helps leaders of people connect to their why, simplify their world, create their legacy, have great conversations, improve their relationships, gain more space in their life, and build holistic, versatile, and adaptive families. With a multifaceted career path that has taken her from the IT industry to creative arts to broadcast media and now to coaching, Donna has mastered the art of bouncing forward. Donna, how are you doing? And let me know if I missed anything.
I'm doing great, and I do work internationally. It is, however, I think it's intergenerational was kind of what I do. I work with multiple generations, most of the time living in the same household.
Okay, so let's roll into the questions. One of the questions I like to ask first, and I think this would be an interesting for us today, is if you could go back in time and change one life or business decision, or two if you have them, first off, would you change it? And if you would change it, what would you change it to?
Hmm. Oh, that's a good one because there's a part of me that says that everything that I've been through has made me into the person that I am today. And without the struggles, without the difficulties, without the setbacks, I wouldn't have learned the lessons that I did in the way that I did. And it would change who I am today. I'm
Mm-hmm.
at a place in my life where I kind of like myself, which is a neat thing to experience. However, that being said, um, one of the most difficult things that I have ever been through in my life was after um, spending many years creating a nonprofit children's theater. I made the unfortunate choice in some of the board members that I chose. I was very trusting and very naive. I'm still very trusting, but not as naive as I used to be. Um,
Okay.
and when their some of the parents, when their darling was not given another lead role, they got in cahoots with some of the other board members and created a hostile takeover um, of the nonprofit children's theater, and then voted
Mm-hmm.
for my position to no longer be a salaried position and to no longer repay all of the extreme startup expenses that we had put into. So it was financially disastrous for us and emotionally um I'm without words to say how hurtful that was. It took me a while to bounce back from that one, bounce forward from that. But that had a lot to do with wanting to become a coach. It was
Mm-hmm.
especially in the business field to help people in nonprofits not make those same kinds of disastrous decisions.
Okay. All right. Makes sense. Okay. So let's take the time machine again, but let's flip it around a little bit. And can you remember one or two or more life or business decisions that turned out super positive? I mean, they were just, outstandingly noticeably different. And you look back and you say, you remember everything before that decision and everything after that decision. It's kind of a dividing point or dividing line. Do you have one or two of those?
I think maybe the best decision that I didn't make on my own. I made along with my husband, and that was to move at the time that we moved. It was shortly after the last episode that um, and we decided to move from Northern Virginia to Central Virginia and get a little bit out of the hectic life of the city. And in doing that, it set up an opportunity for me to go into radio. And
Okay.
at there was a moment in time when I had volunteered to work with the youth of our area, and I had the opportunity to audition. I didn't even know I was auditioning for an on-air position. I honestly just asked them if they needed help with their website because it was abysmal. And I said, I can help you with that. And I was thinking, this might be some extra side money or something like that. And the next thing I know, that was on a Thursday, and by Monday I was on air. And
Wow.
yes, it was a crazy fast moving decision, multiple decisions that went into that. And it was one of the best experiences that I've ever had. And I think what it taught me the most was to trust my heart in where I want to go. And that was kind of a coming out of when I had trusted my heart with the decision making that had turned out so disastrously.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know, in looking back, if I was really trusting my heart then, or if I was following logic. And this
Mm-hmm.
time I was intentional about trusting my heart and going with what I knew in that inner wisdom place was the right
Mm-hmm.
move. And that season of my life was absolutely wonderful and formative as a coach.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Great advice. And this kind of rolls into the next question is, when you come upon those situations, you come upon those
Mhm.
decisions, those business or life decisions, and some are big, some are small, some are everywhere in between. Um, People get stuck. They're
Yes.
not sure what to do. They're not clear on what they want to do, what's best for them. Um, they get stuck.
Yes.
Do you have tips, techniques, methods that you use when you come upon those situations to help you get unstuck? And could you share those?
I do. I think the number one thing is taking time to get still, to allow your inner wisdom to speak. If you are so consumed with the decision making process, and you're asking advice from this person, you're researching here, you can get your mind so busy that you're blocking out any of the somatic or other indications that you might be getting from your own inner wisdom that's telling you what you need to do. So being still would
Be
be
still. Okay.
the first thing. And then um I think the second thing is to be intentional about affirming to yourself that you do trust yourself, that what you have accumulated, the wisdom and the experience that you have accumulated thus far, has brought you to this place, and this is your moment. If you look at every moment and every decision that you make as a pivotal moment, that this is your moment, and you trust that everything in your life has brought you to right now, you're going to make better decisions.
Hmm. Okay. Great. Again, great advice. So, kind of wrapping all those questions up, rolling them up into one. If you had to start over for some reason, so maybe you moved to another state, everybody had to change languages, something forced you to start over. knowing
Like
what you
COVID.
know now, like COVID, I mean, a lot of people have had to. What would you do? Would you do the same thing? Would you move in the same direction you're moving now? Would you do something different? What do you think you'd do?
You know, I thought I had an answer ready for you.
I love it.
And I was going to say I wouldn't do anything different. And yet, even as I say that, and I look back in my life and where I am now and where I'm moving forward, I am doing something different. And it is because of COVID and because I started listening to that inner wisdom. Um, and my plans now include something that was a lifelong dream, and that is going into media more heavily. And I'm working with someone currently about putting together a children's show. And
Excellent.
that is, yeah. So, maybe talk to me next year and we'll see where I am on that. But it's really in the formative plans. And I think that's something that I always wanted to do when I was younger, was go into entertainment, into media.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a taste of it in radio and realized that what I truly wanted to do was to help people in a bigger way than I was able to, in a deeper way than I was able to as a DJ, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And as I've progressed in my coaching career and moved from coaching leaders and businesses and to finding I really love working with couples and families, and especially the multi-generational families.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is where my heart is. And I think it all falls back on wanting to empower people to be the best that they can be, to live their most authentic and beautiful lives. Um, and so that's kind of where I'm going now, is looking to have a larger platform with which to do that.
Okay. Well, congratulations on moving in that direction. And absolutely, let's have another show, have you on the show again in a year and you can tell us about it.
Yeah.
Because that is something that I've found that I really do want to do with people that have been on, is to talk to them again and see what's changed. Because it happened a couple of weeks ago, and I talked to somebody, and this is a great situation. I mean, you've got something you're going to do, and I'd love to hear about it. So anyway, thank you very, very much. Really appreciate your time, and sharing and advice and tips and all those things. Time to wrap up a little bit, but wanted to check and see if there's anything that you wanted to close with or part with. And also if you had anything that you could offer or wanted to offer to the listeners and viewers that might them.
Sure. Well, you can contact me at donnadaigle.com, or fieryheart.solutions. Either one will get you
Okay.
to the same place. And I'm beginning to offer, it's in beta right now. So if you contact me probably before December 1st, I don't know if this is going to air before then, you can cut this out if not. If you know what, let's say if you contact me before the first of the year, I can get you in as a beta tester for a program on fractal living and leading, and it's creating beauty out of chaos. And
Okay.
it's a program that I have been working on for the last 6 months, and it helps leaders of families, whether you are a grandparent or a parent, and you find yourself in a situation where things have gotten a little crazy in your home. It helps you figure out, like a fractal is a self-same pattern,
Hmm.
you're repeating those patterns in your families as well. So that's what that's all about. And this helps kind of create beauty out of chaos by helping you start with yourself and figure out where you can find your peace and let that blossom within your family dynamic.
Okay, super. Really appreciate that. And I'll make sure all that is in the show notes
Okay.
and in the description wherever we post it for video or audio consumption as well. So
Sure.
thanks again. Really, really appreciate it. Thanks to everybody for listening in this episode. Have a very great rest of your week and be the very, very best at whatever you are doing. Until next time, this is Tad Stevens with Micro Success Secrets. Bye for now.